Welcome back to Final Fantasy VIII. So we're still in the fortress of
I'm freezing my ass off here.
So yeah, we're traveling in
Look
Superman's
at my awkward running cycle.
So yeah, apparently Laguna and his pals have found themselves in the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
it doesn't seem as white and overbearing enough, though.
So when are we gonna see the Elders of Krypton going betrayed, 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 betrayed?
Maybe you can actually see Superman duking with Muhammad Ali.
alright.
Maybe.
Honestly, Dweebs, that crossover is
The
actually
heck's
so beautiful.
this?
When he has
A blue and red switch and 2 fuses?
Laguna, this is not a point-and-click game.
Well, it looks like one if it has this in it.
A detonator. You know.
You know what?
I know what.
The phrase is...
I think he means a detonator, you know? Whatever. Oh, I get it. The short blue fuse is for that boulder.
Mm-hmm.
And the long red fuse is for the boulder further down. How do you know that?
Well, he
read
probably
the
just got
script.
Hey, man, are you crazy?
Apparently, yes, Ward. Apparently.
You don't even know how powerful that thing will be. Basically, you need to decide which boulder, if I recall, to make explode, and these will unlock a different path,
Yep.
depending on what you choose.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, I bet it's not all that. The detonator's right here, so as long as we stay behind it, we'll be alright. Yes, Jova?
Well, I guess so.
I guess, in this... Okay, yeah. In regards to how he guessed where the fuse was, he probably studied the location of the fuses here. We just unfortunately can't see it, but he did say that it's connected to that, so...
Gotta be honest, I don't remember which is the more optimal sequence for this part. It's been actually a while.
Whatever. Either one works, so...
Let's blow shit up anyway.
Huh?
Question mark?
Aw, man, you sent the boulder rolling after Crash Bandicoot.
Shit!
Well, Joe, this game came out in 1999, and Crash Team Racing came out that year, so you don't have to worry too much about bolts.
Don't you see? It's like with Crash Bandicoot 4. We're going through time. So it turns out that these guys time traveled to that point right before in Crash Bandicoot 1, and they're the reasons that the boulders chased Crash.
Of course. How did Toys for Bob not think of that?
See? I told you, Ward. I told you it wasn't all that powerful.
I told you about the explosion, bro.
Well, I'll be damned. Laguna was actually right about something for once.
See? I can get things right sometimes.
You literally just pressed a button. But yeah, you can only press one of them. If I recall, it changes a bit what you do. Again, gotta be honest. Yes, some of these consequences, some of these choices here do have consequences for when you revisit this level near the end of the game. But it's mostly just to get a different item.
Yeah, basically.
It's a little detail, and I guess it's better than it kind of causing things to become nigh unplayable or easier because there's no way to have known beforehand.
It'd have been funny if the music sped up along with this as well when you run.
Fortunately, no. The speed up in these Final Fantasy remasters, fortunately, is very well done. Like, they only speed up the actual gameplay, not the music. So
and not the in-game clock. So for Final Fantasy IX, you can actually try to get the Excalibur 2 in a decent time frame.
yeah, pretty much. The Excalibur, Excalibur 2 is only really possible to get. Let's face it, on the remaster, because in order to properly get the.
What about the disc trick?
Well, yeah, the disc trick worked, but it also was kind of a problematic thing because you should never open the disc tray when a game is playing because that's harmful for the lasers.
Well,
Also, you could...
Final Fantasy
Whatever, man.
is different.
Yeah, whatever, man. Thanks to me, those S-Star soldiers in that rock are history.
I heard the PAL version of 9 was the worst of...
Yeah, it was. Fortunately, now with the remaster, we don't have to deal with that crap anymore.
Pigs. Basically, Laguna said 2 pigs with 1 stone.
Don't you mean birds?
Anyway, draw point.
But, I forgot what I was saying actually. But, still, like the excursion here with Laguna is mostly fine, aside from two things. One, the running gag.
Alright, now we're gonna get... Alright, for as much as
it doesn't happen with you here. I didn't know you could bypass that. I'll mention this after this battle.
Don't tell me... Okay, for as much as I've been defending Laguna, yeah, even I will admit, this is a really stupid moment even for him.
Of all the worst possible.
Predicaments?
Please don't finish my
That's
sentences.
Laguna, Heroes, and Ward. But no, Pedro actually managed to sequence break it for some reason. I didn't knew you could do that, but here's the thing. Most of this dungeon normally consists of Laguna losing the key that he needs from his pockets and the others berating him for it.
I'm going to be totally honest with you right now, too. I did this completely by accident. I'm not even kidding.
I can imagine that. No, the boulders do.
Oh, I'm getting hungry.
Hombre.
Now is not the goddamn time,
Okay.
Laguna.
When I heard this theme tune in VIII, or Curtain Call at least,
Yeah.
I thought this was out of context. I thought this was like the final boss theme.
No. It's literally called The Man with the Machine Gun, so it makes sense for being Laguna's essentially battle leitmotif.
Wouldn't that be interesting if this was the final boss tune?
I like the final boss theme for this game, so it's fine. It's just that it's clearly a different thing altogether. But no, like I said, I think maybe the key thing happened if you bother to actually go for the side stuff. Maybe that's because Pedro did not manage to get it here. Maybe, I don't know. It's been a while. But yeah, there is an actual payoff to the standstill, to the actual standstill battles.
Yeah,
Because the Esther soldiers that you face here now are captain level, and I don't know if it's for this part or the next one, but there's gonna be a payoff to it.
there's basically a running gag that, yeah, about Laguna losing that fucking key, and we never get... And I never got it back, much like Spoonie, I never managed to get it anyway. And quite frankly, I don't care, so whatever. And as for this sequence breaking, that's been too. I also remember that as I was recording this, and I was like, oh, I already got to the end? Oh, okay, like, I remember this, wasn't this the cave where we got that losing key thing?
Yeah.
So yeah, I assure you, I have no idea, Teo, what I did to sequence break the thing. So
Again, this means that some of the doors are not unlocked, but again, all that entails is that your Pedro is not going to get some items for the penultimate dungeon. It's not too big of a loss, so I will concede that.
I have the boosters to help me out anyway, so whatever.
No, like I said, unlike stuff like getting a GF, the items is something that you can replenish. Oh!
Look, the ocean.
Oh, there's something else that didn't happen because of the cheats. Basically, the last enemy standing does an attack that reduces Kiros and Ward's HP to 1.
Yeah. Lady Luck is on our side. We can escape to Galbadia.
One would say we've been run down. That's why they normally say.
Don't say that. It might come true. Didn't your grandmother tell you that?
I'm just the grandmother, anyway.
It's a Japanese type of, way of saying. My grandmother said it's more common recently in Snackboard, but apparently from what I've seen, it also originates in a Kamen Rider show. Apparently,
Say something bad, it will come true. Yeah, I think she did.
Okay, so
No, Pedro, let's save it for the next flashback, Pedro, because it's gonna become relevant there.
I think his
actually, we're seeing now.
injured.
we're seeing it now too.
I forgot that we mentioned it now.
Sorry, Tio, your dad.
So,
was-
Shiroi.
I knew that. Fuck you.
So, Shiroi, question. Ward is in terrible pain, injured. What should we do in this circumstance?
Throw him into the ocean.
Oh, wow.
for you. Well, remember.
Never mind.
remember
She was even worse than Laguna. But
Actually, Pedro, as Laguna himself pointed out,
From the ocean.
that's where the boats are. They actually have a better chance. Can you hear
Hold
me?
on, Dwibs.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hold on, Dwibs. Let Tia speak.
That's they actually have better chance to be noticed if they're in the water. Actually,
See? So we'll just yeet him off the cliff. It helps.
like,
Anyway,
it's like,
hold on.
Laguna is-
Just for that, Ward, you're getting the coochie treatment.
Laguna is treating this like a complete fucking dickwit.
Yeah, I don't
He
know.
could literally lose his voice for the rest of his life, you dick.
But anyway,
Yeah.
Shiro, when did you throw him off the cliff would be the nice thing to do. Oh, well, the guy's lost his voice, he'll be of no use to me. Off the cliff you go, what?
Yeah, but then they'll see us.
It's yeah.
Yeah, and you'll be down one person.
Yeah.
No,
You're
actually,
worse
that
than
is
me.
a legit thought process. It's just that again, Laguna is treating this like nothing happened.
That's it.
Normally.
Yeah, at least my idea is useful. Cruel, but useful.
Yeah, it's weird because like seriously, they completely like this is one of those moments where they should rain him down, but they didn't. Like, and it's works so badly. It makes Laguna look such a horrible
Also,
person.
don't act so surprised,
There we go.
Wibbs. It's not like you wouldn't say kill him either.
There you go.
Why did you throw me?
What's
The
up?
double
I can't
use.
swear!
So I was
have the right
right,
idea.
kind of?
You guys sure have guts. You know how high this cliff is.
Oh my god,
Could you
Laguna.
You threw me down.
Yeah, and you
I
know
was
what's the-
joking.
You know what?
Just spoiling minor things out of the way, Sheer and Waves. You will probably never see Laguna being, experiencing a sad emotional moment. You will always see him with this stupid attitude of being carefree, cheerful, and carefree.
I've been standing up for you, Laguna, up until this point, but no longer. I am done defending you.
That is again part of why, in some ways,
So,
I kind of prefer
Squall,
the main quest
How
because
was it this time?
Was it Laguna again?
yeah.
Sir Laguna's in big trouble. I hope you'll be okay.
I hope he'll grow
Selfie,
a brain.
stop fangasming, please.
But
Doesn't seem like
That's
the first.
Neil's job.
Doesn't seem like the first time for you all. What is this?
That reminds me. Is now a good time for me to bring up a fun little tidbit I found out?
Well, hold on. There's actually
Yes.
your dialogue for.
If it were just me, I could tell the others it was only a crazy dream. We'll just be wasting our time trying to figure it out.
Just don't think about it.
As much as it's cutting out, the Squall kinda has a point. Sadly, even with the current team, there's no indication we can actually solve this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. I think we're almost there.
I hate to say it, Pedro, but Squall does have a point.
Sure,
Like,
sure,
what's
sure,
really
sure.
the point of trying to figure out the dream
Reno,
thing?
what do you want?
Sure.
Squall? I think I may have said too much. I'm sorry.
It's not that. I understand where you're coming from, it's not that you say too much, it's how did you say it. Maybe next time express like an actual
I
adult.
actually think I disagree with you. I think it's more the timing that was the problem.
Forget about it.
Forget
Both
about it!
went
Alright, go ahead,
exactly
Jova.
great.
You were saying?
Okay, so Tio, you've been wondering why Selfie's outfit is the way it is.
Actually, that was me that was doing
Well,
that.
I
Actually.
And also you, but gone.
So, yeah, originally Nomura had designed Selfie's outfit to be a more traditional outfit, but with overalls for one of the first times of a Final Fantasy character. That said, though, Nomura eventually realized, oh my god, no characters are wearing a skirt. So he decided to make Selfie's outfit basically in overalls that ended in a skirt because no one else was wearing a skirt. That is literally the reason her outfit is the way it is, because
Anyway,
Nomura thought we needed to have a skirt.
welcome to Galbadia's garden.
Well, I don't necessarily. Well, it's a weird decision, but I don't necessarily think it's like okay.
I
So
mean, I thought.
I don't mind it either, and I actually kind of do.
At first, I did thought that Reno actually had a skirt, but no, she just has a long dress and hot pants. So
Like, okay, I'll be honest, I don't mind this because I actually do think that Selfie's outfit, as a result, does look pretty unique. Like, overalls that end in a skirt, that's fine and all.
Anyway, context
context
for this location. Remember, guys, we just had a big problem with the president of Galbadia, and now we have to take refuge into the garden.
Wow, completely different.
So my mindset when I came here the first time was like, okay, we're probably not gonna welcome us.
It's quiet.
Too quiet. Come on, say it. Say it, Zell. I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Of course you will do, Squall.
You like it?
And she laughs.
This
No,
is the
the fact that it's too quiet.
Okay.
Could you leave this one up to me? I've been here several times, and I know the headmaster pretty well. And then Squall's like, I can like it.
It gives you chance for characterization, Quisty, so might as well.
And then Squall's like, I can like things sometimes.
Yeah, Quistis, the last time you went there, you were told to piss off.
That's the thing, Teo. Her meeting with the headmaster is done entirely off screen anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Team.
So it doesn't
remember
really
that.
so it doesn't really matter anyway.
Now, the good news is that you are actually about to receive your last quote-unquote official party member.
Yep. Then it will be played by me.
Sort of.
The bad news... Oh, there we go. Please present me
Attention,
the
tea
second
party
floor.
from Balam Garden. Please go here.
So,
Like I said, well, the bad news is that, characterization-wise, it's sadly not too much of an improvement, but all in due time.
honestly, Teo, to me, when it comes to the main cast, Irvine is the one that I tolerate the most. I'm not saying he's a good character by any means.
Me too, but he also has his moments.
Oh yes, he has. But honestly, overall, he's the least offensive character to me. So I'll take.
I said to go here.
How about this, Teo? I'll take your approach. I'll take what I can get. So
I can understand that.
Seed party, are you lost? I told you to go to this place.
hey, I'm exploring,
Doing
okay?
our own thing right now. This is how we
I
roll.
said go to second floor reception room.
And like I said, this is how we roll. In fast speed frame.
There we
Well,
go.
if you keep
Can you
going
not
like
follow
this,
Speaking of
simple
rolling,
instructions?
well, Mr. Squall, if you keep this up, you will be rolling on the ground, dead.
Please, better people have tried.
Oh, look, another
What a nice room.
Yeah.
it's a nice auditorium. It would be a shame if a climatic boss battle would happen in it.
Wait.
Yeah.
You haven't met our headmaster, Professor Headmaster Dick. And it's Sid in reverse.
Locked.
Lock free. We'll get back to this later.
Actually, there seems to be Headmaster Deke.
There we go. Oh, I think it is now, actually. That's the moment with Squall that I was talking about.
I think it is, yes.
I like windows.
Yes, you do.
At least Zell is sitting properly this
Wait,
time, sorta.
Selfie, please don't sing a song about Windows.
Windows, windows, you can see through them.
Zell, please throw her out.
Windows, windows.
It's enemy territory, we will just chuck it up to them.
Oh, so I'm the terrible person. Okay. Fine.
Windows, windows.
Well, Shiro, I actually defended your choice when you suggested it, so no, you're not.
Yeah, but nobody's
terrible.
saying anything to you.
How about this?
Shiro, there is something that it's called being beneficial to the community.
Also, Shuri, I also spoke in defense of you as well.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Who shall we put in the party?
Actually, no, you were just changing the junctioning.
You're right. Never mind. I'm just switching things.
Junctioning. Sure would be interesting if the junction system actually became a plot point.
It doesn't really. It's just there as the.
Yeah, if they did a reboot.
Well, okay, fine.
Being a junction.
And yeah, okay. If you're gonna reference the very final boss of this game, Jova, by that point, does it even matter, really, anymore?
It's
Okay.
just like I said. Well, it is kind of interesting how all of a sudden junctioning is a plot point.
It is, but the game never really goes into it anyway, so who cares? Go ahead.
Look at the amazing form it gives.
Okay, let's talk with people.
Yeah, I don't mind the design. It actually looks pretty creepy, and that's a good thing for a final boss. But whatever.
Does anyone want to actually talk in this room?
Zell, go ahead.
How long they gonna make us wait?
How long is this gonna go on?
Oh,
Speaking of which,
good
So-
timing. How'd it go?
He told me to fuck off.
They understand our situation.
That
please
too.
understand.
That's a
That sounds good, I guess.
But
and Balam Garden is safe. So
For now.
So you can relax, Zell. The attack on the president in Timber was classified as an independent action. Okay.
Your ass is independent, instructor.
There was an
Hey,
official
hey.
notice from the Galbadian government saying that Balam Garden is not being held responsible. Go ahead.
Thank God.
So basically,
me.
Seifer now is considered the traitor, or terms of traitor, but you can
Seifer's
say.
taking
Yeah,
all the
pretty
Oh
much.
my- Oh my God, this is the best day of my life.
You see, Squall, my romantic dream was to become a terrorist.
Good, now I finally have a reason to kill you.
Sentence.
Yeah.
already
Well,
carried
because
out.
of, because
Go
of
ahead,
his
Shuri.
action, because of his action, he had to be killed, quote unquote.
He was executed?
Yeah, Renault was supposed to be distraught by this news, and again, they pick the squatting pose as to depict the fact that she's distraught. Again, couldn't they
However,
Yeah, but that's actually a good context to use it. That's the thing.
Yeah,
How-
yeah. It works.
However, sorry, go on. Sorry.
It works here because it shows her literally falling to her knees at the sound of a loved one being executed.
Exactly.
I guess.
However, Squall, in just a second, Squall not only will manage to ruin the scene, but to have one of his worst moments in the entire game.
Yeah.
Oh, goody, great.
So
Alright.
basically, Squall's probably going, wait, hold on, who was executed?
You wish,
Seifer.
Joe.
But anyway.
Just like
Okay,
supposed to be
okay.
you.
Let me put it this way. Maybe if they had her hands on the floor instead of if it being this specific pose, I would have bought it more. Like
It's not the fact that the remastered version does not change the character's facial expressions.
It's just because.
Because it's a remaster.
See, the thing is, Shiroi, this pose is also used for other contexts that don't involve her being distraught, and that's why it's a bit confusing to me. But go ahead.
Yeah, but in a lot of those contexts, it just doesn't work in general. But
Whereas here, it actually
does.
work.
Hey,
So
I just wish they would have come up with some kind of different poses. But go ahead.
he sacrificed himself for the forest owls.
That is a load of bull crap. He was selfish. He did it for himself.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Renault, but I'm gonna have to side with Squall's conscience right now.
Seriously, what did you find in him?
It was your group that got a Seifer involved, and not Really?
I think what she found in him was his gun blade.
He's Imperial, of
You're,
course.
you're a resistance faction, right? You must have been prepared for the worst. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Actually, I'm sure Seifer was prepared. Yeah, that's exactly it. I'm actually with quizzes on this one. Renoa,
Also,
you're a resistance faction.
Nice to see Kit has his priorities to see have this cutscene showcasing first foremost Reno's crotch.
Well, remember, Teo, Toriyama is Kita's pupil. Now you know where he got it from.
Yes.
Well, whatever. It's still the same basic directing philosophy. I'm sorry. I guess there wasn't much consolation. But yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with quizzes. Yeah, Renoa, you're leader of resistance faction. You should know. There you go. This pose right here. I think this pose would have worked better. Actually, this one right here. That
Okay,
Renoa's doing.
Zell, selfie, prepare the celebration booze.
You're too young.
No. Actually, look, if we're old enough to assassinate
I think he's
people,
actually
we're
young.
old
I'm
enough to drink.
17.
I didn't like the guy, but executed?
Selfie, you're 17, but you're in a mystical fantasy land. I'm pretty sure we're allowed
So
to drink if we're
alcohol
allowed
for
to kill
everyone.
people.
Yeah, chug away.
Well, what's the legal age to drink in Japan?
20.
Ah, okay then.
This isn't set in Japan.
Interesting. In my country, it's the same
I-
of arriving at adult age, 18.
I get that, Shiro. It's just that Japanese writers tend to use Japan logic for everything, even fantasy fiction.
You really hated Seifer, didn't you, Zell?
Wait,
You
what
blame
the
him,
fuck?
Selfie?
Yeah, but
Where did that come from?
Like, he literally just said he
He
didn't
was
want him
from
to
God.
die.
he was one of us.
One of us. One.
One of us.
Okay.
If I can, I want to get revenge.
Oh, so you want him alive so you can get revenge on him. Great job.
There is some logic in what he says, to quote Doctor Who, but it's just worded poorly, and Zell's previous action don't speak in his favor.
No.
Zell never struck me as the guy who wants straight up revenge. I think it's just a weird script choice.
Yeah.
Or the fact that his characterization means that he's, the brawler, so he prefers to have a revenge be said with a good brawl, but as
I don't
both
have any
characters
good
still alive
memories
at
of
the end.
him.
So fuck him.
Pretty much, yeah. I've seen some troubled children, but he was beyond troubled.
I like how they're saying all this in front of somebody who actually gave a shit.
Well, he wasn't really a bad guy.
Okay,
Yeah, he only almost one of his fellow students, but he wasn't all bad. She right?
Really liked him.
All the way to the bed, huh?
Well, probably. Wait a minute.
I really liked him.
That's the thing, Jova. I have something to say about that, but I cannot say so because we haven't gotten to that point. But so,
You already said she has terrible taste in men, so...
well, true, but I want to go more in depth about that when things start rolling. If you know what I
Sure.
mean.
And they don't stop coming.
Renoling?
Well, remember, Shiroi, the logo on the cover of this game is Squall hugging Renoa, so you can
guess
probably
you could
guess where this is
say-
going anyway.
I guess you could say.
Oh,
that they
she really
had-
does have terrible taste in men.
I guess you could say that they really had to renewal their relationship.
Renewal their vows.
Just by talk. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Shiroi, go ahead. Sorry.
Just by talking to him, I felt like I could take on the world.
Hey, Jova,
It's funny you say that because for subsequent appearances, Seifer is voiced in Japanese by the same voice actor of Leo Brando. So
Your boyfriend?
yeah, he really
hold on.
can take on the
ahead.
world.
I don't really know.
You said
I'm
you
not
broke up.
entirely
with
don't
him.
sure.
You really don't know about that, huh?
Hey, Jova,
Again, that's
Friends
not-
with
well, that's-
benefits, maybe?
Well, that's not the first time you don't know anything.
Hey, Jova, you know how there's Zutara shippers and stuff? What would a Squall and Renoa mix of names for shipping would be?
Squall
Squalloa?
and Renoa, Squinoa.
Squanoa.
Renoa.
Squinoa.
Go ahead, Shiroi.
I think I was in love.
Seriously?
You were only boyfriend and girlfriend, of course.
Okay, to be fair, Teo.
I wonder how he felt.
Okay, Teo, to give credit to, still not as bad as Yuna wanting to marry Seymour. So there's that.
Okay, with Seymour is a bit different because it's actually a forced marriage or something.
Sure.
Don't like him?
Here, it seems that Renoa does seem to express genuine affection towards their previous relationship.
Okay.
with Seifer.
Here's what I find confusing about this. We already established that you were a boyfriend and girlfriend, and only now you're questioning if you were in love.
It's more of a thing she's reflecting on the past because she's thinking that he's dead at this point, so she's remembering him the way they spend their time together.
Go ahead, Shiroi.
It's like I said with this game in general. It
I know what
technically
you
has.
did last summer.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, Jova.
The writing with this game in general is that it has points, it's just that it either frames them terribly or words them pretty badly with some very off syntax, which can unfortunately lead to very alternate interpretations.
I love how she's reminiscing about this thing for long ago, even though it was only a year ago from what she's just told us.
Squall's input, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jova.
Alright, let's hear
I
it.
liked him. Wasn't really a bad guy. He was one of us, except for the fact that he cut my face.
Hold on.
Seifer, you've become just a memory.
And I will haunt you on Ghost Seifer now.
And I will do my
ahead.
best to
Go ahead, Jova. Go ahead.
Will they talk about me this way if I die too?
Oh, excuse me,
my
where the
God,
fuck does this come
excuse
from?
It's not about you,
Hold on, Siri,
dickhead.
get better.
listen
Go ahead.
to that. Using past tense, saying whatever they want. Well, that's generally what
Squall
people
was a
do when they
doofhead.
die. You know, people do use past tense when you're dead. It's just common sense. So, this is what death is all about. People
Well, they'll
talking in the
probably-
past tense is what
they'll
death
probably-
is all about.
They'll probably
Brilliant,
refer-
Squall. Brilliant.
They'll probably refer to Squall as the nickname I
And now
gave
he's
him.
leaving?
Yeah, if I recall, yeah, here we go.
Not for me.
I refuse to die.
I won't have it.
Pedro, please bust out the Julia Roberts joke, please.
Me.
Yeah, seriously, out of fucking nowhere, Squall takes the entire
Go ahead.
situation and
I won't have it.
makes it upon himself.
What?
Not just that.
I'll save my thoughts for a couple of minutes.
He also speaks
Yes, he is!
after thinking about everything.
I'm not having anyone talk about me in the past tense. This is literally what happens when you die, Squall.
And I want to remind everyone, unlike Cloud, there is no real justification for potential mad behavior. Squall just had a situation where he thought about stuff and then talked about it to the others without them knowing context.
and
Also,
now
Zell's already out.
Zell teleported apparently. Okay, all right, my turn.
Okay,
I'll answer it just real quick. And now my turn to say it. Okay, Jova, this is also my turn.
What, screaming?
This is also my turn, Jova. Yeah, this is why I don't like Squall. So I guess we both are kind of parallels when it comes to both our the protagonists, it seems.
Oh, like I said, do not get me wrong. Well, Squall is pretty much like I said for the entirety of VIII. Even when it has good points, it doesn't portray them well. I can sort of get what Squall is going through, but the way it's worded is just so awkward and terrible that, well, I wouldn't be surprised if you assumed the worst. He comes off as a prima donna, like, no crap, dude. People talk about you in the past tense when you die.
And it's like, okay,
Go ahead,
I
Sherry.
get people have issues with existentialism, and the line is like, this is what death is like, and it's like, okay, fair enough. But then there's the rest of it. There's everything surrounded. It's like, are people going to be like this about me? It's like, no thought to the person who's actually dead currently. No, he's like, what about me?
Yeah, what about me? You know, forget about... okay, I get the idea. Seifer was a bad person, so we should not really care too much, potentially, about him as a person. But again, Squall throws the entire situation about him, but only that, he thinks for most of it, and then over declares with the other characters in the room, not knowing the context and reacting accordingly so, because Zell and Seifer freaked out because they had no idea what was passing through his mind, and he just leashes out of nowhere. That is genuine, some sort of psychotic behavior. No real jokes about it. And again, like in VII, there is no real justification behind this. Paul was not like subject of torture or magical experimentation that made him go mad, like say Kafka. No, he just had a potential troubled mind. If anything, the game just told us that Squall might be on the same length of a problematic person that Seifer was, if not even worse.
Let me put it like
Fantastic.
this.
And this is your main character, everyone.
Let me put it like this. I get what the scene was trying to go for. The idea that Squall fears death, that he really does not want to die, and Seifer dying was a reminder to him of his mortality. The problem, again, was how it was worded, the syntax, the staging of it all. Squall just comes off like as somebody who's like, I don't want... Well, yeah, that's something. It literally feels like it has to be about him. Like, literally, if they had worded it almost any other way, it probably would have came off as, more genuine. The problem here is, like, well, it feels like he wants to make a name for himself, except then he says something utterly stupid like, I don't want people to speak about me in the past tense. Like, at the same time, I get it. He doesn't want to die, but it's worded so horribly that you can't help but be insulted by it. It's like if, say, somebody gives a speech that feels passive-aggressive, but they didn't mean to.
I really have to wonder.
Remember, what intent meant stops at actions, so you know.
I really have to wonder if Nomura thought the same, and this is why he completely reinvented Squall's characterization in Kingdom Hearts. Because
I would wonder, but Squall is not the only one who got completely rewritten for Kingdom Hearts.
Oh no, sure, I'm aware of that. But Squall in particular in Kingdom Hearts is written completely the opposite of what we just saw here. So
Not to mention, I can tell you this: in all the Dissidia games, Squall follows a characterization that is actually closer to that of Kingdom Hearts. So it really feels as if Nojima and Nomura actually thought that this was a bit too extremized, and we just, unless there is something that we don't know in the Japanese version, this played out in a slightly different way.
yeah,
That is one thing
in
one thing I do wonder if, because like I said, this game in general feels like they had good ideas, but they came out terribly. Like, was this game translated badly and never got fixed even for the remaster?
no, the translation in this remaster is the exact same from the 90s. They didn't change anything in the script. I
Well,
can't.
I can tell you
what I
this,
said.
Jova. Aside from the name fuck up, I don't remember fuck ups here and there. I don't remember any particular moment that might have been too different from the original Japanese script. So I don't know. It was just literal speculation.
Maybe it's just a case of creator backlash where they realized, looking back, oh god, we kind of wrote Squall to be a mopey dope who cares more about himself than literally anything else. Maybe we should elaborate more on his character and actually, shine more on his positive aspects.
Yeah, it probably boils down to that joke, because like Theo said, in the City games, they toned down this aspect of his character completely.
They just focused on the whole, he loves to talk, to think about himself and doesn't speak too much. That's pretty much it.
In World of Final Fantasy, he's pretty much Cloud 2.0 in the sense that this characterization is very similar. Except he doesn't have the antisocial aspects as much. Basically, again, pretty much outside of his one main game, Jova, Squall has been always portrayed very differently from the original game, much like T does as well. So
it's like I said, Final Fantasy VIII really feels like it was Square drunk on the positive reception that 7 got, so as far as they knew, they could do no wrong. But once they sobered up, looking back at what 8 was years later down the line,
yeah,
maybe they're kind of embarrassed by it. Who knows?
Well, it depends. I can tell, a similar thing happened with Tidus, whereas in the City games they toned down his whininess.
I can tell you this:
somewhat.
in the Dissidia games, they actually treat them fully as sequels in terms for his characterization. So they built up from the final moments of 10, where his character actually start to improve, believe it or not.
Yeah,
and
in
so actually build upon that.
And in World of Final Fantasy.
Yeah, from what Pedro told me in World of Final Fantasy, they actually instead just copy paste the characterization of Zidane onto him.
No, that's a thing too. The interesting thing too is that the romance scenes between Tidus and Yuna in World of Final Fantasy are a million times better than anything you see in the original game. It's so uncanny how much better the romance becomes because of that change. It's like night and day. That's the fine. But Hiroki Chiba really must have thought, oh my god, I'm just gonna turn him into Zidane. Fuck that.
Alright. In the next part, we actually meet the last party member that me and Pedro were mentioning before.
Alright, I'm a cowboy. In the next part, everybody, I'm a cowboy. In a steel horse I ride. Yes, we're gonna meet a cowboy as our next party member, everybody. So tune in for that.
See you then.
Sounds like fun. See ya.